Alright, so my name is Mr. Carter. You're watching me live right here on Richmond TV. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Watch every sports update. And the show is Sports Chat. Sports Chat on Richmond TV with Da Silva. Making sure that all messages are show for anything. That's where you're going to get the up-to-speed information about every sports update. Da Silva, thank you. Big ups, my bro. Alright, so my name is Mr. Carter. You're watching me live right here on Richmond TV. Make sure you subscribe. Alright, so my name is Mr. Carter. You're watching me live right here on Richmond TV. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Watch every sports update. And the show is Sports Chat. Sports Chat on Richmond TV with Da Silva. Making sure that all messages are show for anything. That's where you're going to get the up-to-speed information about every sports update. Da Silva, thank you. Big ups, my bro. Alright, so
Hello, greetings wherever you find yourself. You are all welcome to Sports Chat with Da Silva on Richmond TV. Thank you all for joining once again. As always, today is Friday, and thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Ooh. Yes, it's Friday night. I'm always excited when it's Friday. I think because I'm born on Friday, I think so. Once again, you are welcome to Sports Chat. Keep the dialogue here. Today, we are coming to talk about the performance of Ghana's Black Stars. Yes, our own Black Star. How they fell against the Pharaohs of Egypt. Yes, how did they perform? And I have once again wonderful sports panelists to help me analyze the performance of Ghana Black Stars. Please, if you are just joining us, kindly like this YouTube channel, share, subscribe, and comment. I know you got us. Thank you once again for joining us. Quickly, now, let me go ahead and introduce my adorable panelists. So my first panelist today is Mr. Naughty. I personally call him the tax messiah or the tax expert. Very soon it's about to be tax season. If you want legit, no libby, no laba, he is the man. Mr. Biero, he's known as Biero, but his name is Mr. Naughty. Biero, welcome to Sports Chat. Welcome once again. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the show.
How is your Friday going?
Greetings. Oh, pretty good. I'm done with a little bit of cold, but I'm recovering very fast. So hopefully by tomorrow I should be up and running. Yeah.
Don't tell me the Black Stars gave you this cold.
Oh, I mean, partly. I mean, this team. I think we have more to talk about this as the program goes on, but I'll leave it as it is at the moment.
Thank you very much. Biero in the building. Now, without much ado, let me introduce our second pundit. He's the person of Mr. Julius Inkum. Everybody calls him Coach Julius. One of the good goalkeepers Maryland, to be specific, has produced when you're talking about saving penalties. I went into a game with him. That was when, as a coach and a player, I won my first championship. It went to penalty kicks. And out of the 5 PKs, he saved 3. That should tell you. A very, very good nonsense player, a father, a mentor, and a coach. Coach Julius, welcome to Sports Chat once again.
So excited.
Coach Julius, we are finding it difficult to hear you. I think your connection. Coach Julius, can you hear us now? Okay, so Coach Julius dropped, and I know he will come back again. He will come back again. Producer, alert me when Coach Julius is back on the line, and just add him to the panel. So, as I rightly said, viewers, you are all welcome to Sports Chat once again with your humble servant, Da Silva. I'll be your host today, and as always, welcome. Now, without much ado, let me invite Richard JR to give us some tidbits around the NFL. What is going on? Who do you think will make it to the Super Bowl? Richard, let's go. Over to you.
Thank you, Da Silva. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sports Chat on Richmond TV. I am Richard JR, here to give you the latest news in the NFL and the teams that will be playing this weekend. First team, we have the Houston Texans, and they will be playing against the Baltimore Ravens this Saturday. Stay tuned for that. Same day, later on, we're going to have probably one of the biggest games, which is the Green Bay Packers, and they'll be facing off against the 49ers. That will be later on, same day. Stay tuned for that. Now, the next day, we're going to have one of the hugest, probably the biggest game, and that will be between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Detroit Lions. That will be on Sunday. Stay tuned for that. And later that day, we're going to have the Buffalo Bills face off against the former Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Now, I will personally say 2 teams that I would love to see in the Super Bowl will be probably the Ravens and the Chiefs play. Ravens have an amazing quarterback. Their defense is good. Everyone on the team is perfect. Now, see the Kansas City Chiefs? Maybe, but I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I just want to see them in. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and over to you, Da Silva.
Okay. Thank you very much, Richard JR. Thank you for that update. Yes, Super Bowl is around the corner. So let's see who will make it and who will eventually win it. So today, we are coming to talk about the performance of the senior national team of Ghana, the Ghana Black Stars, how they fared against the Pharaohs of Egypt. How was their performance against the Pharaohs of Egypt? Did they impress you? We will, in a little bit, talk about that much. But before that, let me give you some of the scores that has taken place since last week, Saturday, when the Nations Cup kicked off in Cote d'Ivoire. So it kicked off on Saturday with the host team, Cote d'Ivoire. So Cote d'Ivoire played the opening match, and they beat Guinea-Bissau by 2-0. Nigeria drew 1-1 with Equatorial Guinea. Egypt and Mozambique also drew 2-2. Ghana Black Stars and the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde, Ghana lost by 2-1. The Teranga Lions of Senegal beat the Gambians by 3-0. Indomitable Lions of Cameroon and Guinea also settled for a 1-1 draw. Algeria, the Desert Warriors, and Angola also played to a 1-1 draw. Burkina Faso beat Mauritania. It was a last-minute penalty taken by their able leader and captain. Bertrand Traore, who gave them the 3 points. Tunisia versus Namibia. Tunisia lost by 1-0. Yes, the Brave Warriors of Tunisia beat the Cadillac Eagles of Tunisia. The Brave Warriors of Namibia beat the Cadillac Eagles of Tunisia by 1-0. Mali against the Bafana of South Africa. That match too ended 2-0 in favor of the Malians. The Atlas Lions of Morocco beat Tanzania by 3-0. Democratic Republic of Congo also drew with Zambia. It was 1-1. Equatorial Guinea beat Guinea-Bissau by 4-2. And the Super Green Eagles beat the Elephants. Yes, the host nation yesterday were beaten by the Flying Super Eagles of Nigeria by 1-0. And it was a penalty kick in the first half. Egypt also had a 2-2 draw with Ghana yesterday. It was 2-2. Cape Verde this morning beat Mozambique by 3-0. Senegal, the Teranga Lions and the Indomitable Lions. It was the match of lions, the two lions. Teranga Lions and the Indomitable Lions. At the end of the day, the Indomitable Lions couldn't roar. The Teranga Lions roar, and they beat Cameroon by 3-1. Guinea also beat Gambia by 1-0. Quickly, Group A, we have Equatorial Guinea with 4 points with 2 games, Nigeria 4 points, Cote d'Ivoire with 3 points, and Guinea-Bissau 0 points. Group B, Cape Verde has 6 points, Egypt 2 points, Ghana Black Stars 1 point, Mozambique 1. Group C, Senegal 6 points, Guinea 4 points, Cameroon 1 point, and Gambia has 0 points. They have nothing. So far, that is a quick update about the match that has been played so far and where the groups and how the teams are standing. Thank you very much once again for joining. Producer, check if Coach Julius is on the line so that you can add him. Okay. No. Okay. Once again, everybody, you are welcome. So Coach Julius, now I think he's perfect. So once again, you are welcome to Sports Chat.
Thank you, Da Silva. I'm always happy to be on this platform. I always say this is the best platform, and if anybody wants to get all your sports update, you need to come out here and comment, subscribe, and share. Like we will give you everything you need. He's not late, and you will. Me?
No, you seem to be breaking up.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
No, it's in and out.
Okay.
Okay, so viewers, we will be right back. Let's see what Mr. Ekoma Carter is telling his viewers about Sports Chats.
Yeah.
All right, so my name is Mr. Carter. You're watching me live right here on Richma TV. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Watch every sports update. And the show is Sports Chat. Sports Chat on Richma TV with Da Silva. Making sure that all messages are show for ADFM. That's where you're going to get the up-to-speed information about every sports update. Da Silva, thank you. Big ups, my bro.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Viewers, I think we are having technical challenges from Coach Julius end, but it happens. It's part of the game. Coach Julius, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you guys loud and clear. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. I can hear you.
Okay, now we can hear you loud and clear. Okay,
excellent.
Good. Now let's get down to business. So now, let me ask the first question. Yesterday, Ghana's Black Stars played against the Pharaohs of Egypt. Let's start from selection. I think for once, to me, Coach Chris Hayton had his selection spot on. Coach Julius, selection-wise, what do you think? Do you think the coach did well with his selection yesterday?
Well, I'm not sure if I want to say his selection, because I always have my way of trying to get my guys together. The guys that performed prior to this game didn't perform well at all, and I would give him a B for at least drawing based on the soldiers he had. That's why I was saying from the initial game, I was saying that he only go to war with the soldiers he got, and the soldiers he had this time around is the same soldiers that he had before. It's just he mixed up with a couple newer guys and then came back in, which I thought it was a mistake. But I give him a B on getting started with those 11 men.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Coach Julius. Coach Julius said he's going to give the Ghana coach B with his starting lineup yesterday. What is your thought on this, Biero?
Thanks for viewers. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me on the show once again. Yeah, for once, I agree with you. I was impressed with the lineup. When I was impressed with the lineup, and then it showed that first. I think that in the first half, they played very well. The intensity was a bit high, but second half we saw that I don't know, maybe because of lack of stamina, the players were all over the place, but. I also give the coach B, because he can only deploy the quality of players you have. So I'll give him that, B for me.
Okay. Thank you very much, Biero. The reason why I was impressed with him, he didn't start Collins Yeboah, and I think the midfield. I tweeted that I think the Blasters will do well because of the pattern that I saw in the middle, because in the first game, Baba Idrisu he lost so much of the ball, and as a defensive midfielder, if you do that, it's going to go back to hurt the team. So when I saw Salis in that position, sitting in front of the defenders, I was happy, and at least when I saw Ashimero and Kudus, I knew it's going to be a game day for Ghana. Now let's start from the back line. Did the back four impress you? Biero, right back Dennis Odoi, center pair of Juku and Salisu, and Gideon Mensah.
I mean,
did they impress you? And if they who did very well?
All right. The first 20 minutes, I think they did well by holding on the ball, defending well. But as getting to the second half, we saw that they were not, the pace is very slow. But I'll give Jiku. Jiku did very well at the back. And I also give Salisu. He also did well. But they were caught, the pass that Inaki William, the back pass, I think they were not ready for the back pass. That is why they scored as the first goal, but I give the props to Salisu and Jiku. They did well. They did well, in my opinion.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. What?
Let me add to Dennis Odoi did well. He's not as fast as the younger ones, but he's also put in an effort. So I'll give him prop for that too.
Okay, thank you, Biero. Coach Julius, what is your take on the defenders?
To be honest, I'm gonna give them a D. The reason I'm gonna give them a D is because they've never impressed me. I'm never impressed by the back line of the Ghana defense. One, they don't have that level of intelligence to be able to play at this level. If it was left for me, I would never have them back there, except for Jiku. Jiku was he was on point for me. He was on point. His timing is perfect. He does a lot of sacrifice for the back line, which the other three don't support too well. So that if you watch him, anytime he's out of position, we are likely to get scored on. Okay, anytime he's out of position, we are likely to get scored on. So I'll give him a D, mainly because Jiku saves us a lot, and also I don't understand why our center backs and left back is Gideon Mensah and the other guys are still playing. I mean, these guys are not in shape, and they can barely keep up with the pace. Bureau said it perfectly fine. He says in the first 20 minutes, it looked like they held on. In a second, as the game progresses, you could tell that they were fatigued. They couldn't keep up. And if you're a defensive guy, and you get tired after the 21st minute, it's over. It's over. You don't belong into the team. So I would give him a D, mainly because Jiku saves us a lot. But other than that, I think had we played or had Egypt mounted a little bit more pressure in the first half, if they would have opened up the game, they would have realized that the Ghana backline is at disarray. So they wouldn't be able to struggle as they struggled with us. I don't think they realized that our backline is really that bad. So they came out right after we scored, and they started mounting a little bit more pressure. And again, if you look at the game, the more pressure they mounted, they are likely to break. And I said that last week, that if they keep mounting pressure in the Ghana defense, you realize that we are so vulnerable, and we get scored on easily.
Thank you very much, Coach Julius. So now let's quickly zoom into the midfield action. So he had Salis as the defensive midfielder, and he had Ashimero, and of course the star boy Kudus in that middle three, and he had Inaki and Jordan once a while creeping in to help them whenever we lose the ball, to make it 5 at the middle. So let's take Salisu, Ashimero, and of course Starboy Kudus, the three of them in the middle. Were they the right personnel, and did they influence the game at any point of time? Coach Julius, what do you think?
Well, let me start off with Kudus. I have this perception about players like Kudus. Kudus to me is I will use him more as like my striker if I don't have a striker in position, because his ability to shoot from distance is second to none. His accuracy in shooting is second to none. The only problem that I have with Kudus is he holds the ball too long. Okay, he holds the ball too long. I think in this modern soccer, the ball or football, the ball has to go quicker so you can find your position. He has the speed, he has the skill, but when you start to hold on to the ball too long, you disrupt the chemistry of the game. So his ability to score is second to none. I think he's great at shooting, and his shooting ranges are perfect. But he holds the ball a little bit too long. Now, if you look at Jordan Ayew, he was starting to do the same thing that Kudus was doing. He was dribbling a lot, especially in the second half of the game. He was holding on to the ball, dragging, and then when he misses the ball, then we're back to counter. You're playing against a team that doesn't have, with a team that don't have that much chemistry. So the basics are try to work with your teammate. Find them. If you start to dribble too much, you disrupt the chemistry of the game. And I think that showed in the second half, right after Egypt realized they're able to beat us with the touch and go find a space. When they realized that, they were using it more, because we get the ball and we send it deep, and then our guy starts to dribble, and then when we lose the ball, we don't track back. So then they started, tagging us at every angle. You watch it. They pass the ball, they find space really quick. Their counter was really good. Again, they didn't find that our defense was that bad. If they would have found it early, it would have been a wrap. Now, if you talk about Salisu, as we said earlier, his timing is off. To me, I would have benched him. I would have benched him. But again, you only go to war with the soldiers that you have. His timing is way off.
Thank you very much. And I think I agree with you. Yeah, I personally think Mohamed Salisu is not informed, because from Southampton to Monaco, injured, I think he played 2 or 3 matches, and they brought him to this tournament because he's lacking match fitness. That's why I think Juku is helping a lot. Now let's come to the upfront. Semenyo, Inaki Williams, Jordan Ayew. So I think, you see, now let me break this question into 2. Biero, I like the way Jordan always hold on the ball, because now you need such a player to hold the ball. His confidence level is high. But the problem is he overdoes it, and where he gets the fouls, to me, it's not helping the team. But don't get me wrong, his work rate yesterday, it was him that made sure Gideon Mensah was not exposed. He tracked back easily. But my thing is, I don't know whether it is instruction from the coaches. Take the ball to the advantage areas and draw the foul, but don't be drawing the foul in your own area. It doesn't cut it for me. So, Biero, what, like the 3, Jordan, Inaki, and Semenyo, what do you think individually, their performance and how they contributed in helping the team yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday, to me, our weaker link up front was Inaki Williams, because he was not in the game at all. I don't know whether the players were not feeding him with the balls, because he was all over the place, and I couldn't see him gel. He couldn't even had a shot at goal. Semenyo tried. I could see that maybe he's tired. Our players, they lack stamina. The upfront, they don't have the those Asamaja sharpness. They do not have it. So, like Coach Julius said, we can only go to war with the soldiers we have. Because if you look at, apart from the 2 goals that Kudu scored, we've not really tested the Egyptian coach, goalkeeper. We have the. He was at. It was like he came on vacation.
Holidays.
Yeah, he was just there in the pool. We couldn't shoot at goal, nothing. Like, we're lucky. We're lucky to walk away with 2 goals. And even that, the defenders couldn't, protect the goals. But I think our front, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that, Ghana dropped this Afina Jan for Inaki Williams. I think that guy is really good. We need to go back for that guy. He's really, really good. But what we have now, Semenyo, but I think we don't have strikers, to be quite frank. And also, the midfielders, they don't move the ball so quick. They hold on to the ball forever. Sometimes I saw one run that Inaki Williams made, and he was not fair with the ball. And even when they pass, the passes were not connecting. Like, if you look at statistics, we did poorly with connecting of passes. You know, like I said before, I said our players who are too short. When you look at after they scored, after Ghana scored Egypt, you saw when they changed their tactics, playing, you know, long passes. You saw our players, they couldn't handle. They couldn't handle the pressure that was mounting from the Egyptian players, and you know, then we saw the result. So I think our players, especially the strikers, they need to work on their sharpness. Maybe do more of, you know, cardio, just to keep fit, because it looks like they lack stamina. And we all saw it when they play against USA. Those young boys, they were running like crazy, and our boys were panting like a deer that have been chased by a lion, you know. So we need to work on our stamina. Yeah, that's my take on that, on the strikers that we have. We don't have very good strikers, deadly ones like the way Nigeria. Nigeria has good strikers, you know. All they want is feed them with the ball and they'll do what they have to do with the ball. But ours, you see them, they run, they take the ball, run, and then they go up front, and then they play the ball back. There was no sense of urgency. They were not connecting well. It's like there was no chemistry in the team. We have a lot of work to do.
Bureau think we have a lot of work to do, and I personally think so. Yes, there is a lot to be done. Coach Julius, don't you think our coach is one? Does he understand the country that he's coaching for? This is the Ghana Blasters we're talking about. We produces players. Abedi Ayew Pele, Reverend Osei Kofi, the Golden Boy Abdul Razak. Just to mention a few. Now you are going to a lead, right? Don't you think he forced? Okay, the report I'm hearing. Let me rephrase. Report I'm hearing from Abidjan says Ashimoro was injured. But knowing this coach, I don't want to believe that, because he started defending too early in the second half. So if you watch the Pharaohs, right, as soon as they saw that we are sitting back, they started giving us, mounting the pressure. And that started opening, you know, it led to all this mistake one after the other. Egyptians naturally are fast. They always want to go through the flanks. We had seized the midfield, so they couldn't go through. So they started exploiting. And from kickoff, they were exploiting the right back. Look at where the goals came from. So the question is, don't you think the coach, the change of tactics in the second half to sit back and invite pressure on you? Fine, you can do that, invite pressure on yourself, but you throw in a speedster, Joseph Pencil, someone who can also, okay, if you come for it, I'm going to punish you. So what do you think on that? Don't you? I think he did what? He started defending too early. What is your thought on that?
Well, before I answer that question, I'd like to chime in a little bit on what Bureau said regarding Inaki Williams, Ayew, and Semenyo. No, Bureau handled. I mean, he nailed it. He nailed it. The one thing that I would point out about Semenyo is that Semenyo, to me, should come in the second half. The reason I say that is he is filled with speed, he's filled with energy, he's filled with strength, and usually if you have such a package in the second half, at least in 30 minutes to the end of the game, he will become deadly, because the players that are playing against him, they will already be tired. Okay, they would already be tired. They will start to experience a little bit more fatigue than normal. So, the coach playing him and starting them, I think is a crucial mistake, because in the first half, he doesn't do anything. All he does is run, trips over the ball, he falls, run. So he reminds me of Kwame Ayew from back in the day. You know, all he does is run, 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 which does not produce anything to the team. With Inaki Williams, you know, like Bureau said, he was out of the game. It wasn't his game. I haven't been impressed by him. I think that the coach has to reevaluate him before he plays him in the next game. Again, if you look at IU, Jordan was he's in shape. Okay, he's in top shape. He just holds on to the ball too long. So then he, like you mentioned, he overdoes it, and then when he loses the ball, it's hard for him to track back because the time where you hold on to the ball is when you are closer to your opponent's 18 area. Okay, that is where you become dangerous. That is where you can draw foul. But you can't hold on to the ball while you're in the midfield. You're supposed to be knocking the ball box to box with the guys in the midfield. So by you holding on to the ball and running up, you're burning so much energy. That is so unintelligent. Okay, so I can't understand why such a professional players be making such a stupid mistakes. But going to your question, the coach, yes, he does understand the team and the country he's coaching for because somebody almost beat him up, from what I heard. I mean, and I don't think that that individual or the fan that did that, he was right to do that at all. It's a game. And I believe that if you're a fan of the game, violence shouldn't be one of the reasons why you become a fan of the game. So I disagree with the fan trying to assault our coach. I think it's so unprofessional. That's not what Ghana stands for. We disagree with him. Regarding the coach's decision to defend. Now, I've always said this as a coach. I don't like defending my goal because it only takes a second for somebody to shoot from a distance. Goalkeepers are bound to make mistakes. Defenders are bound to make mistakes. So if you start to defend a 1-goal lead in the second half when we just started, that is the worst mistake you could ever make. You only defend the goal when you're like 5 minutes to the end of the game. That the team will that you're defending against, they will be forced to open up. Now you're only defending with the knowledge that when they make a mistake, you will counter and make them pay. But if you don't do that and you say you're gonna start defending from the early stages of the second half, they're gonna do the same thing that the Egyptian coach did, which I truly respect a lot because he saw it, he took advantage of our mistakes, and he make us pay. And by that I mean he mounted the pressure, and you and I and everybody knows pressure breaks pipes. As soon as he started mounting the pressure, he realized our defense was bad, our midfield was weak, we are all fatigued, we are not so good as we think or other people think that we are, and that exposed us big time. You know, and I'm even afraid going into our next game, other teams or the next team would realize that, hey, if you mount pressure on the back line of Ghana, they're gonna break. You know, so the coach made a serious mistake. I think that if he would have realized that the Egyptian backline was not as good as was not as good as Ghana's backline, okay, he would have opened up the game because you realize in the second half, in our second goal came from us opening it up. Okay, Ghana needs to open up the game, play, have confidence in yourself, and keep knocking. I think we do a better job at scoring when we start knocking the ball. The second goal didn't come just because, you know, somebody played a spectacular game. It came because we knock, and then we ended up finding somebody on the right line, on the sideline. He gave it right back to Kudus, and he took a shot and it deflected and it was in. You know, so if we continue to knock the ball, I think we're going to do a much better job. I think we're going to be deadly, and it's also going to help our chemistry level. That is something we need to work on. If we don't do that, we're doomed.
Coach Julius said, if we don't keep on pressing the opponent, the Ghana Black Stars are doomed, or they will be doomed. Biaro, so I think the best way to defend is always to attack.
Yeah,
I think that is simple. The best way to defend is to attack. Do you think our coach started defending the lead too early?
yes, absolutely. As soon as we took the lead, we saw that the defender, they just sat back, and there was no ball going through to the midfield. They were just playing the ball within the midfield. And I was here shouting, like I was virtually shouting, like, what are you doing? It's just one goal. It's not like we are up by 3 goals or anything, but just one goal. And they are defending, they just sat back. And it's like, and we still have like minutes, like almost like over 50 minutes to the end of the game. And they just sat back as if there's nothing at stake. It was there that I knew that, we're in trouble. So when they started mounting pressure on us, and then Inaki made that, big mess, boom, they equalized. Then we started picking up, trying to, but we were not penetrating the defense like they were penetrating ours. So we were just lucky to have Kudus score the second goal for us, only for us to also give it out just cheaply. So I think we defended too early. Ghana is not known for playing that kind of game. Our style of game is fluidity. We go, we attack, we come back defense, we take the ball, we make sure we attack. That's our style of play. But I don't know, these new coaches, they are not helping us. Let's stick to our style of play, because it works good for us because our players are not that tall. So when they put the ball on the floor, the ground, Agroni form, they play well. When the ball is right on the floor, they're playing on the ground. But I feel very sorry for Kudus because after toiling for all that went on, the build up to the game, all the things that they said about him, all the hula balloos. At the end of the day, he proved that he's the guy, and the team Black Stars need to be built around that boy because he's our star boy. He's our star boy. So we really need to, I think there are better players out there who can play for the national team. They are not just being, they are just not being given the chance. And we should stop, inviting these short players. They are not helping us. You saw Senegal. We saw these Senegal guys. They tall. Look at Cameroon. Ghana is, I think, about only three of our players are above 6 feet. Only three of our players are above 6 feet. The rest are 5'11", 10, They are too short, to be honest with you. If you are short and you are not skillful, and you meet a defender who is huge, and they just push you. Look at how Bukari, the guy who gave up the second goal. Look at the Trezeguet, huge guy. He just pushed him aside, shove him, and then he was in front of the ball. So we need that kind of players. This type of players, like we used to have this guy from Accra House of Hope, that tall guy, the striker, I forgot his name. We used to have huge. Look at Tony Yeboah. Look at
Usman Wamadu.
Yeah, Tony Bafo. Those are, our guys, tall, thick, tall. But these short guys, they are not going to help us. Trust me. Look at Senegal. Oh man, these people, they play beautiful game, man. They play beautiful soccer. Today I saw the game. I'm like, wow. They're going to win it again. From the look of things, they are going to win it again, back to back.
Thank you very much, Biero. Let me quickly go online and read some comments. So Nancy says, hello. Then Nancy came back and said, they are not up to the standard. She thinks they are not up to the standard. Mr. Prempe. So Julius, your good friend, Derek. So Derek, when we did the last edition, he says hi. He knows you and you guys used to be working out partners. So he's watching you. So Derek is watching you. Julius, he says hi.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
Tell
Derek
Derek
says,
I said what's up. I haven't seen him in a while.
Clueless. Yeah. He personally called me. It's like, what? I know there are no Coach Julius the last edition, and he subscribed to this YouTube channel, and he loves you being. He said, always bring Coach Julius. He knows what he's saying. So that's Derek. So Derek came back and Derek said, the coach is clueless. Two goes to one. All right, Coach Da Silva. And he came back and he said, Inaki is perfect, is the coach. I personally think Inaki is perfect. They are not just getting him, they have to put him, you see, give him the ball. They does too much. So if you don't take care, he will run and the ball will not get back to him. So on that, I agree with you. And he said, can someone explain to me why bring in Bukari in and put him at the right back? Yeah. So it was a like-to-like substitution. Bukari came on for Inaki Williams at the right-hand side of the midfield, number 7, and he did whatever he has to do. Then he said, I feel for Kudus. Then this comment is for Coach Julius. Julius, you need to be playing. Yes, please. They want you to come out from retirement and start playing again, Coach Julius. Then he came back. He said, what's up, Coach Julius? Rabiu said the current Black Star is just not good enough. Very simple. And I perfectly agree. Because we've seen Black Stars, so many Black Stars groups of players. And this team, they are not good enough. But one thing they are good enough is when it comes to the Jama, oh man, they are good when it comes to the Jama. So if Jama was to be winning the AFCON, okay, the cup, look at that. So now, producer, if the video is ready, let's take a look at how the Black Star lost yesterday's game. So we just watched the highlights. We scored 2 goals. We allowed them. Don't you think we just threw away our win? It was a win meant for Ghana. We couldn't keep our lead. And I was one time on Sky Sport listening to the commentator. I was like, how can you make such a silly mistake? That is why this time tonight, I want to focus the attention to the players, not the coach. He got it to me. He got his selection spot on. The defending, he started defending too early. But that mistake from Bukari and Inaki Williams, no. You don't do that at this level. Yes, I believe in modern soccer, you need to recycle the ball, take it to the goalie, but you need to check your surroundings. Those 2 goals, Biero, do you think it could have been avoided?
Absolutely. I don't know what they were thinking. How would you take a ball? I mean, just kick the ball over. Even if you know you can't, just kick the ball to a corner or something. This Bukari guy, I don't know why he was. I don't know why he took the ball, like ran into our 18 ball to go and do what there? To go and do what? Kick the ball out for corner or something. But he didn't do that. Look, I was surprised. Like I was wow. I said, wow. How? It's crazy. It's unbelievable. That gentleman, he should be benched. To be honest with you, he should be benched. Because why would he come in and just cause inflict wounds on ourselves? He's cost us a lot. We could have gone away with this at least 2-1. We'll manage with 2-1. But to gift 2 goals, I feel very sorry for Kudus. So that guy worked so hard to score these 2 goals, and we couldn't protect the goals. And to me, we chiefly give away the goals. We shouldn't have, I mean, we could have won the game by 2-0, if not because of, I don't know, if maybe due to lack of experience, but you're a professional. Let a local player commit such a blunder, but for a professional player who should have known better commit such, this is he has caused financial loss to the state, to be honest with you.
So Biero's think Bukari has caused financial loss to the state. But because Julius, what do you think? Because like the 2 of them, someone made a mistake, they took you off. You also came in the same mistake and the same position. Could those goals could we have avoided those goals?
Well, yes, those goals could have been avoided. But I also think that, again, I start off with the Inaki Williams mistake. Okay, it's happened before. Okay, when the player is fatigued, his ability to put a little bit of weight behind the pass decreases, right? And that happened with Sami Kufuor in the World Cup. If you remember, he was trying to give the ball to Richard Kingston, and that also happened. So that is something that we as Ghanaians need to be talking about the most. Why do we send the ball backwards all the time? And if so, are these players trained to be able to release the ball with enough weight behind it? Because the pass is a sluggish pass. Okay, if you're gonna give a ball to somebody in the back or your goalkeeper, okay, you got to make sure that there's some level of precision in the pass. There's some weight behind it. So then the goalkeeper understands that, hey, I don't have to run and meet the ball halfway, but the ball is actually going to come to me if the striker is charging at the ball. That is something that we haven't spoken about, and I think it's a mistake that is bound to happen again if we continue to get pressured by the opponent's strikers. Now, as far as the second goal, it's so hard to explain, because in every defender's mindset, it should be safety first. Safety first. Look, I would rather have the ball in the stands than try to see you bring the ball into your 18 box or into your home. In other words, what I usually tell my players or my defenders is that you don't invite an armed robber to come to your house and fight. You fight them away from your house. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't have to lose too much casualties. And in soccer, you don't bring the opponent into your 18 box, because the likelihood of him scoring is high, and also the likelihood of them getting a free kick around the 18 area is very high. So I think, yes, the goals are preventable, except, again, we don't have good chemistry. We don't have good training. Our fitness level is extremely low, and you can see the coach pulled out in Inaki Williams right after that, and looking at him, he was out of breath. He was out of breath. So the passes wasn't going to work for him. He was running back and forth for no reason at all, and that showed after he got fatigued. He started knocking the ball without any weight behind it. Now, one of the things that I want to chime in, which from my perspective as a coach, I want to keep knocking on this particular subject, is the reason why we're not talking about Dede Ayew. It breaks my heart that they will keep him on the bench the whole time. In the midst of a game like this, Ayew is able to give passes. He is able to knock the ball rather than having Samuel run back and forth, back and forth. Excuse me for lack of a better word. You know, like a chicken with the head cut off. I would rather have Dede play behind Kudus to be able to create passes for him, because the day in the last game that he played, you could tell when he came in, he was knocking the ball. We, at least in the first 15 minutes, he was knocking, finding players, knocking, hustling. You don't get too many players that have that experience to do that. So I would rather have Kudus play up front and the day behind him. At least I know there's the likelihood of the day coming to help the midfielders and also supplying passes to the wingers as well as the striker is high. We're missing that part, and we would go into this next game. I hope there's a drastic change, but if not, we're gonna knock ourselves in the head and say we were missing that particular piece. That they would make a significant change between him, the midfield, and Kudus up front. Because Kudus, if he's up front, I know that the likelihood of us scoring is high. I know when he gets the ball, he's going to make something happen. But somebody needs to find him. We're missing that key person. Somebody needs to find Jordan, rather than him tracking back into the midfield and dragging the ball all the way up top and getting tired. Somebody needs to play that significant role. That role is missing, and we're not going to be able to score, because if you look at our finishing third is poor. Nobody's supplying anybody. We're running around, and then when we get the ball in the box, Kudus has to make something happen. The last time Kudus was out, we realized that we don't even have scorers at all. So we have to make sure that we find somebody that plays that position, okay, so then we could push Kudus up front and he becomes more deadly if he's up front.
Thank you very much. If you just join us, we are just discussing how the Black Stars felt against the Pharaohs of Egypt yesterday at the 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations, currently going on in Cote d'Ivoire. And I have today my studio panelists, Coach Julius and Biero. Let me quickly go online and read some comments. So Rabiu said, midfield needs to feed the ball quick enough to Inaki. We like to play around in the middle, waste of time. And you are spot on this. Tom, you are spot on. You are 100% right. They tend to turn around 360, making Inaki Williams always looking bad. But trust me, if we use him wisely, he's a good player. Derek said, why did the coach take Bukari out after 15 minutes? I will come back to that comment. Then Nati said Bukari should ask Sami Kufuor. Yes, he's referring to when Sami Kufuor gave a back pass to Olele at the 2006 World Cup in Germany. And that was the end of Sami Kufuor. Derek said, I blame coach for the second goal. How bad, Derek. The coach has done his part. He didn't ask Bukari to come in and give that pass, but I respect your comment. Dr. Parkway Sisefa said, confidence is massive in football. And the moment you kill a player's confidence, it's difficult to build that, especially in a tournament that requires players to be out there every 3 days. Coach Julius, you are affirming my point. Coach Chris lacks it all. Sifa again, the coach needs to do better with player management. That's where the subs are. We need to utilize those subs to make sure the guys are playing 100%. Yes, but I personally agree with him when he took Bukari out. You know why? He's trying to tell you guys, because someone went to his hotel to beat him up, which personally myself, all the studio panelists, we have condemned that act. No, laws are working. You can't take the laws into your hands. Enter a coach hotel or something to beat him, and that is a no. Yes, we all have passion for Ghana Black Stars, but you can't do that. You can't take the law into your hands. But once upon a time, when Mourinho was coaching Manchester, he brought Alexis Sanchez on. He was not cutting for. He took him out. Yes, Mourinho, a lot of coaches would have done the same thing, because after he lost that ball, I don't know if we have footage. He had a clean ball to lob in. You could see he was confused. Maybe he was thinking about, hey, what are they saying? Oh, he Kotoka when we get back to Ghana. So when he took him, I think he shows that he's in charge, which as a coach, and I know Coach Julius will also attest to the fact, you need to look at your player. This is not killing of confidence. This is unpardonable mistake. So he took him out, and to me, I agree to that. Now, moving forward. Okay. That is coach's job. Okay. Now, moving forward. Now, we've watched the highlights. We've breaking down from defense, midfield, and striking role. Coach Julius made a very good point, and I want us to talk about that. Kudos at Ajax. He once played as a false nine, and I'm happy I have a Liverpool fan watching and commenting. He played as a false nine. He played very well. So, Coach Julius, back to you. Do you think our coach still hasn't identified the strength and weakness of the players that he has? What is your take on this?
Well, I think that the coach has not, he does not have the knowledge of identifying these players at their best. He hasn't identified them at their best yet, because if you look at where he's playing some of these players, I think he's playing them out of position. But again, every coach has a specific strategy and a role that he places his players. But if I was to be in his position, I think that he's playing Kudus too far back. I need him up front. I think he's deadly. I think he's more likely to score a lot more goals. If you look at where Jordan is tracking from, I think he's too far back. That is why everybody is saying that we are playing too much defense, and it's not because of we're playing too much defense. It's the positions that our main scorers, the guy there that are likely to score, they're too far back, or we're just playing too deep. We're sitting too deep rather than open up the game and play high line. Okay, and and all of that boils down to fitness. If your fitness level is high, you can run, you can open up, you can play high line, just like Egyptians were doing. But if you're not in shape, it's going to cost you, because once you track forward, you are not going to be able to track back. Most of the players that he has right now, I don't think he understands that these players are good at specific positions. So he's playing them out of positions, and it's coming back to bite us. How long are we going to sit back and allow the easy wins to go wasted? That should be my next question to everybody. How long are we going to sit back? And I think the coach has to wake up and start realizing that, hey, you know, these guys are better at these positions than the normal positions that he's putting them. He has to be able to identify them correctly. If not, again, we're going to find ourselves in a bad hole.
Thank you very much, Coach Julius. And I think, yeah, Biero, the same question goes to you. Do you think the coach of the senior national team, Black Stars of Ghana, do you think he knows his players? Because I don't know, ever since he's playing them out of position, selection wrong. But yesterday I gave it to him. His selection was on point, timing of his substitution, and the players' position. Do you think he got it? Does he understand his players?
Yeah, I think he's beginning to understand the players, but I think it's a little bit too late. He should have done that, many months as he played the friendly matches. He could have learned a thing or two from there, or maybe look at, I believe he has attended some of them, their various matches, and has seen the position that they are comfortable playing in. So for him to wait till this tournament to try to do something about it, I think it's a little bit too late. But we are hopeful that he will learn as the time goes on. I don't know whether Ghanaians will have that patience for him, because his caliber of coach, one would have thought that he will hit the ground running by identifying the players, knowing their strengths and weaknesses, and try to form a formidable team to represent Ghana in the AFCON. Aside with the Coach Julius, especially with the midfield where he played Kudus deep in the middle, he could have played him up front so that, since we all saw how he was able to score 2 goals from coming in forward. So we've seen him play in Ajax, where he was used as a false 9, and he scored a couple of goals to Ajax before he was sold to West Ham United. So I think that the coach, needs to get it right next time. I mean, the next game with Mozambique, we need to win this game, and hopefully we'll be one of the best qualifying teams, one of the better, place qualifying teams, and make it to the round 16. So the coach still needs a lot of work to do, especially why do you have these guys at the bench, knowing very well that the fitness level of your players, is not up to, top notch. And you could see that some of the players were tired, and he sat them down and wait till I think the 75th minute or so before he started making some changes. Sometimes the coach needs to get cracking by doing the necessary changes earlier on, before, even if first half you see the player is not doing well, he's not playing, just substitute the person, bring in another player who has the who is willing to go in all. But we saw how the players, after 20 minutes, they just relax, kicking the ball backwards, kicking the ball. There, he needs to call the attention that they should, they should take the game to the Egyptians. So I hope that with Mozambique, he'll be able to, use the same lineup, or maybe change Inaki Williams. To me, I think he should come in second half, the same as this gentleman, Semenyo. Semenyo should also come in second half, and he used that young boy with the young winger. I forgot his name. It's
Joseph Pinto or Nuyama.
Nuyama. He should use the 2 of them. I think they have the fire. They have the fire for the first half. They can take on the defenders, run with them, and tie them up. Then when Semenyo comes in the second half, we'll see, a lot of chances being created. But if he plays the same way we are playing, I don't think we'll go anywhere. Like myself, I wasn't confident that we're going to win against Egypt, but we ended up drawing. So maybe with Mozambique, we can do something.
With Mozambique, we can do something. Yes, the Black Stars of Ghana take on the Mozambican national team, the Mambas, on Monday. And trust Richmond TV. On Sunday, we have a live production, and we will discuss what the Black Stars needs to do to beat the Mozambican national team to qualify. And I think for the last 3 editions, CAF has instituted something. For those of you who don't know, it is no more only the first and second. So there is still hope and there is still chance. 4 best teams, 4 teams that place third in each of the group, 4 of them will still have the chance to join the last round of 16. So there is still hope. So as we always say, bring up your calculators. Let's calculate. If this one lose, this one win. If this one draw, yes, it is part of the game. So hopefully the Black Stars will win on Monday. If you just join us, it's still a live discussion on how the Black Stars felt against the Pharaohs of Egypt. It was 2-2. Ghana scored first. In the second half, the Egyptians equalized through a blunder by the Ghana team. Yes, the star boy who scored the first goal, Kudus, scored the second goal, and again, the same blunder, and it was 2-2. Let me quickly read some comments. And we have, I see the Liverpool fans saying they never walk alone. That's fine. And Derek came back again. He said, how long was Chris Hilton the technical director? So when we appointed Coach Ado as the interim coach, the scout coach who guided Ghana to their World Cup in Qatar, he was part, I think so. He's been as a technical director for maybe 3 to 4 years. So I think there's no excuse. If you didn't learn all these players, their strength and their weakness whilst you were the technical director, now you are the head coach. And the FA keep continue making this mistake. They will appoint, when they let him go, they will give it to George Boateng, and they will give it the same. No, we will have a separate program on that. Now, Coach Julius, let me ask you, after watching all this game from Cape Verde and the Egyptian national team and the Ghana Black Stars, on a scale to 10, how will you rate our performance from these 2 games that we played?
Well, I think against Cape Verde, I would just give them a C. You know, I think that was the best. I mean, that would be the best grade I would give them, is a C. Against the Egyptians, I would give them a C plus. And the reason I give them a C plus is because in the time where they opened up the game, they made a difference. But again, we're going back to the fitness level. So if you're not fit, you're not able to climb up from the C grade to the B grade, because you're scared that if you come out of your nutshell, you're gonna burn energy and then you can't keep up with the pace. So that is where the problem comes in. Now, if Ghana could open up and go all out against Mozambique, I think they will realize that the earlier they come out of the shell, the more they're going to score goals to be able to secure the first half. They're not realizing how good they are when they come out offensively, attacking, charging, putting all they have on the line. If you do that, you're going to score against Mozambique, because Mozambique is not as strong as Egypt or Cape Verde, in my opinion. I see them to be more of like us, except we have Kudus, we have other players that has the significant pace. So if we come out of the shell and charge at them and make sure that we, at least in the first 30 minutes, we have 3 goals down, the second half of the game is going to be much easier for us, because then we can start to knock the ball better in the second half. We're not going to sit and pack the bus, but we're going to knock the ball, make them chase. Now, remember this: if you score first and you score at least 2 goals in the first, or 3 goals in the first half, it forces the opponent to come out of their comfort zone. The strategy they come into play now, they may not be able to keep up with that. But they're going to start to make mistakes because now they're desperate. Desperation sets in. So then when you're desperate, you make more mistakes. And then the likelihood of us scoring in the second half becomes higher. But if we don't come out and we start to sit, they're going to punish us, because remember this, the more you're pressuring you, the aggressor becomes more emboldened. Okay, he feels like there's something there. I got to keep pushing. I got to keep pushing, and sooner or later I'm going to get it. Egyptian did it, and it worked. Are we going to turn the tables and do that to Mozambique? If we can do that, it's a wrap. You know, because we need goals. Remember, we don't just need to win. We need goals because it could come into play.
Right. Thank you very much, Coach Julius. Vero, on a scale of 1 to 10, against Cape Verde and against Egypt.
Yeah. Against Cape Verde, I'll give Ghana C plus. I mean, they played well. They played well for the first half. They started well, and then getting to like second half, we saw the fatigue, and they started, making a mistake. With Egypt, I mean, the first 20 minutes, I was impressed because they were attacking, running, taking the Egyptians on. And I was happy. So, today, for the first time, I'm seeing Black Star playing our normal game, like how ACN and those days, Sule, ACN, Ajima Bedu, Dems, the way they play the game. And I was enjoying myself. Then after we scored, they sat back. So the first 20 minutes, I'll give them B. But from the 20, after 20 minutes, second half, I'll give them D. I wasn't impressed. They just, after scoring, they just relaxed, as if there was nothing at stake. So my rating will be D for them the second half.
Thank you, Vero. Derek said Cape Verde, he will give the Black Stars of Ghana 5.5, and Pharaoh against the Pharaohs, he will give them 6.5. Thank you very much, Derek. I think I agree with both of you, Coach Julius and Vero. Yesterday's game was a much improved performance. I love the way they started. And maybe someone will make an argument for Mo Salah, but the period that he spent on the field, Gideon Mensah had him. Gideon Mensah had him in his pocket. He blocked him. He made sure he didn't get any chance. So it was a much improved performance yesterday. So Cape Verde, I think I'll give them 5. And yesterday's performance, I'll give them 7. I was impressed. Coach Chris Hughton's selection, the starting lineup was spot on. The only thing is his substitution. And this time I blame the players because those 2 back passes could have been avoided. This has been a live telecast of Sports Chat with Da Silva on Richmond TV. Like, comment, share, and make sure you subscribe for more news tidbits around the world of sports. Like I said, Monday we will try and come up with another edition and decide or dive deep into what the Black Star needs to do to qualify. Before we leave our viewers, Coach Julius, what are your last words?
Well, I would say thank you for having us here every time that you have the opportunity to get us. It's always a pleasure to be here to discuss and chime in on subjects such as Ghana versus other teams. I would recommend that all of our viewers subscribe, like, share, comment, and also they can always chime in if they could. Ghana, as it stands right now, I think that we have a huge problem when it comes to the Black Stars. I pray that we beat Mozambique. I also pray that we we move on to the 16th. Um, my biggest concern would be, is this sustainable? Uh, If it is, then they need to wake up. If not, they need to go out there, do their best, come home, and then we would have to reset and fight another day, because the team is on life support. I should put it like that. The Ghana team is on life support, and I pray that we win against Mozambique. Um, Maybe that could give us that energy that we need, or the motivation that we need to be able to move on to the next stage. Um, Other than that, I don't see anything differently that the coach is going to be doing. I think he's going to go out there and put it all on the line. And if he does, so be it. If we win, so be it. I'm just not going to count my hopes in that.
Thank you very much, Coach Julius. Bero, your last words to our viewers.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure being on the show. My take on Black Stars against Mozambique. I believe that we might make it, out of the group, but maybe the best third place team, and going to 16th, it won't be easy, because we're going to meet teams that have, the quality of players. So we need to be up and running. We have to get cracking and make sure that we select the right players who play for Ghana, and not they don't not coming just to wear the jersey just for a show off. But I believe that we're definitely going to qualify from the group. But if we want to go further, we need to play with some intensity, not this lackadaisical style of play that we've seen in the past two matches. I will encourage everyone to like, subscribe, share the link to other sports loving viewers, so that we grow this channel.
Thank you very much, Bero. So my panelists, they said it all. Black Stars of Ghana, to the players, play for the shirts. As the Argentines, we also saw Argentina, they played for the shirt and won against France at the last World Cup. Look, you know what the Black Stars has done for other people. Even when you are about to sign a professional contract, they ask, how many international duties have you attended? Have you played? So don't take Ghana Black Star team for granted. Go all out. You have our full support. Play and win. All that we want to see is win, qualify to the next stage. Let's see an improved Black Star players. Let us smile. Let us make sure that those lost glories are back. And it all depends on you, the players. Coach, assess your players very well. Come up with a better selection, a good selection, and let us qualify. Please, we want to see our Black Star in this tournament for long. Thank you for joining once again. Like, comment, subscribe, share this YouTube channel. Once again, I was in the studio with Coach Julius, a mentor, a father, a goalie, Bero, an accountant, a soccer loving fan. They joined me to discuss the Black Stars performance, how they fared. Thank you to all the production crew. Richard, JR, thank you for the NFL tidbits. Cameras, production, Emilia, Richard, Eliezer, William, Emma, thank you all. Thank you to, of course, Bero. Thank you to Coach Julius. Thank you to all viewers for staying with us. I see you when you see me. It's Sports Chat with Da Silva on Richmond TV. Keep the dialogue here. See ya next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.